Wait, where's Slumlord, you might be asking? Well, this original recording got a smidge scuffed. Basically, the concept is we were recording, Slumlord and I are having a great conversation. We're starting to wrap up, and now it's time to shill. It's time to do all the shout-outs, and I went back to go see what was going on with the phone and the whatnot, not because it was acting up per se. It was just, okay, that's great. Grant, it was so fun to talk to you. It stopped recording at some point. I thought, did we lose like the whole interview? What happened? But basically, we got through almost the entire thing, but shill we must. And so Slumlord, very, very busy person. He was unable to record a little shill recording thing, and that is all fine and well. Basically, here's what you need to know. AllChat Esports, for less than a year of its existence, already has done so many amazing things. They run in a Tired of O2 Slippy tournament, East Coasters. Tired of O2, that's on Monday nights, so you can check that out. Thursday nights, Salt Mine, also East Coast. And when we say East Coast, by the way, Midwest, especially if you have a good connection, just go onto the AllChat Esports Twitter page and check out the Discord link as well to the AllChat Esports Discord. And you can check out all the things that are currently happening through the Twitter or through the Discord server, including there's some stuff coming out about how to be fit, accountability buddies in order to continue to be on the fitness journey. That's something that the boys, the fellas, the gamers over at AllChat Esports feel passionate about, not just about gaming, but also about fitness. So if that's something that you're currently journeying in or whatnot, then that's a great place for you to go to as well. And then don't forget, when you have, especially the Salt Mine on Thursday nights, when you have evening entertainment that you need to fill in, or if you already have evening entertainment and you wish, I kind of just want to watch some Melee right now, some top level Melee, the best online bracket that you can watch is the Salt Mine on Thursday nights, twitch.tv/AllChat Esports. And you can support AllChat Esports not only by following the Twitch, subscribing to the Twitch Primes, anyone, but you can also follow the links if you do !drop, I believe, or there's an exclamation point in there somewhere where basically takes you to a merch website, Drop, which you can buy all kinds of good gamer things that you need to continue to stock up and be able to game at peak performance, if you will. So be sure to go check that out too. You can go and follow at SlumLordGG on Twitter if you want to actually follow him for all of his fun takes. He's currently looking for an esports mentor for somebody at another bigger, longer established esport org, because as much as he's enjoyed the growth and success, as well as everybody else on the AllChat Esports team has enjoyed the growth of the organization, they're only looking to continue to go farther, higher, better, faster, stronger. You get it. And so please enjoy this interview. Please enjoy Slumlord and I talking about recent stuff. This was at Pound, so I hope that you enjoy, again, the person-to-person interaction. I want to continue to do this at tournaments that I attend personally, so here's hoping that I am able to do that and I can meet up with cool people like Slumlord. Hope you enjoy. You ready to get into content mode?
Oh God, I'm always in content mode, Cypher. That's the trick. Is that what the Hulk says? I'm always in content mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm using that actually. Okay, I'm ready to go.
All right, I'm pulling my socks up, which is very important for this above the table.
Yes.
All right.
Power move. Okay, so we are here at Pound 2022 in person, IRL. My first major, your first IRL major.
Yeah.
What a beautiful thing. This is Slumlord of AllChat Esports. Finally, we are connecting. This has been a long time coming, and I'm really, really happy.
It's been a long time.
We're making it happen.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah, well, we were gonna do a podcast like a couple weeks before Pound, and then you tweeted that you were gonna be at Pound.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, why don't we just do it there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Because this is going to be the first in-person podcast interview, and we're probably not going to go for super, super long, but look at this beautiful backdrop. Laurel Park, Horse Raceway. You even got a Jumbotron working. I don't know how well viewers at home can see it, and certainly for the listeners, I do apologize. You probably can't see anything of it, but speaking of cool little thing that happened recently, I found out that on the Anchor podcast platform, which is how I upload my podcasts, Spotify actually allows you to put in video now. So if you don't want to watch on YouTube, you can actually watch it and listen to it either or on Spotify.
You're on Spotify too?
Yep.
I actually had no idea. So follow him on Spotify. I have been a YouTube person for the longest time. I had no idea you're on Spotify, but I would much prefer that.
Oh yeah, I don't do a super great job of telling people you can listen on pretty much every single podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I'm everywhere except for Stitcher, pretty much, because I have to make an account to upload my RSS feed, which I don't want to do. But we're now on Audible and Amazon Music. If you look up Bottom of the Smash Mountain on your Amazon Music app, you'll find us.
Wow. The expansion continues.
Yes, to all the podcast platforms. They can't say no to me. People can say no to me to being on the podcast, but not these platforms, because I copy and paste my RSS feed and I'm all good to go. I'm really excited about that.
Wow, you really, that's everywhere. I honestly thought it was just a YouTube thing. You have done a bad job at explaining it, because I thought it was just a total YouTube thing. I had no idea. I'm definitely going to do Spotify now that I know there's going to be video too.
You're very kind, yes. Yeah. Spotify's perfect. Yeah, I really like that platform for podcasts in particular. It's just tricky. My wife and I share the Spotify account, so she's listening to music. I just go on Apple Podcasts and listen to stuff, like waiting for game and whatnot.
Wow, that's really kind of you. You just don't want to screw up her recommended playlist or something?
No, I screw up the recommended playlist, but you can only have one person listening at a time. So I always say to Jen, it's your account, so I'll back off if you want to use it.
What a great husband, Jen. What a great husband.
Let's get to you, though. So, first of all, do you want me to call you Slumlord, or do you want me to call you Grant?
You can call me Grant.
Okay, you can call me Jesse then. All
right. Yeah. Cypher.
No worries. I wanted to ask you about you're a Slippy kid, and yet you've also been the only Slippy kid to start and be part of starting. I don't want to steal credit from your fellow AllChat Esports co-founders.
Sure.
But part of that whole thing is Slippy kids normally are very excited about entering lots of online brackets and very excited about their first IRL majors, and yet you are here with an esports org that you've birthed into this world that is doing quite well for itself already. Great name recognition. Yeah. I love the logo. You sign great players and content creators.
Thank you.
Super cool. I've had B-Bats on the podcast. I've had J-Flex on the podcast. Trey the Trash Man was on with me with Hada, and Hada, of course, of AllChat fame, does a weekly, what's been happening lately in Melee, and it's been super fun to get to know Hada doing that.
Yeah, and I think you birthing the recap has been great, too, because honestly, sometimes when you get dragged down and you're 9 to 5 and you're I kind of need to catch up on what's happening. I just tune that on.
In less than 30 minutes, hopefully, because that's the goal. Because it's tough to catch up on things when it's also an hour and a half long, because you could talk for an hour and a half. Hada and I could talk for an hour and a half
Easily.
long. Easily. Of course.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad that shout outs to Hada, really sorry he's not at this event, because otherwise that would actually complete the Avengers of all of the AllChat people. Everybody from AllChat's here except for Hada, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like AllChat without their Captain Marvel. You know, in the last movie, she was just nowhere to be found. So maybe if J-Flex makes top 8, Hada will just fly in through the spaceship like Captain Marvel does, and we'll just completely assemble.
That's awesome. Yes, because even though Hada is a Peach player, he's first and foremost got to be the biggest J-Flex fan in the world, more or less.
Oh, big J-Flex fan. Yeah,
I love that.
It's funny that you mentioned it. Just another Peach player on AllChat. It feels like we only get Peach players or Sheik players, and it was purely coincidental because I'm a Falcon main, and those are two of my least favorite matchups. And so anytime I watch them play, I'm like, God, I would have such a bad time playing against the people I sponsor. So. We're only getting those Peaches and Sheiks.
Yeah. And Trey the Trash Man is Sheik player.
Sheik player.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we played friendlies last night at one of the setups here at Pound, and he started on Falco, and I was like, ugh, I hate Falco. And then he switched to Sheik, and I was like, oh, this is worse. so yeah, we have a bunch of character variety, if you think character variety is 2 different characters on the AllChat roster.
It's great because all players of awesome skill like J-Flex and B-Bats deserve just as much of an opportunity, especially since they both stream and in the content game. So people who are in your position really like the idea of having an all-around, well-rounded person to sponsor because they can be a really great player, maybe not so strong on content, vice versa. And that's fine, but I think that both J-Flex and B-Bats in particular, because also doing Pino's Tired of O2, doing commentary for that most of the time, and more or less seems like to be like running the stream for it through his stream, right?
Yeah, he is the person running the stream. We do very light TO work. It's kind of like a making the baby bird fly situation where B-Bats is getting comfortable TOing. And then we told him, he said, well, you can run it, right? And he goes, oh yeah, but you guys will do all the TOing. And we were like, that's not normally how we do things around here. And so we've been lightly giving him, just peppering in a little bit more responsibility every week. And then last week he was like, hey, I know what you're doing.
You're turning me into a TO.
Yeah, you're making me TO. Yeah.
I have to tweet out against people who are like trying to smurf and bracket. That's when I thought B-Bats is now
Shout
TO.
out to Tybex. I can't believe you did that. How dare you?
As soon as I saw that B-Bats tweet, I was like, B-Bats is a TO now. Because like non-TOs don't do those kind of tweets. Maybe they'll be like kind of dogpiling on when the TO goes out first.
Yeah.
But that's totally
It really is like a rite of passage. You get so mad at something that happens in a tournament that you have to tweet about it.
Yes, and you're calling someone out for doing something that's BM. Right.
It's super BM.
Yeah, smurfing's not for tired of O2.
Yes. O2 is literally in the name.
Into a top player or a high level player.
Right.
You don't get to be a master or high level or whatever. I don't forget
expert.
Expert. You don't get to do that and be in the same. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. Melee players are wild though.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes people will be like, oh, I didn't know it was an Ami bracket. And I go, O2 is in the name, man. Like, there's no way you misconstrued this.
You don't get to say that yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been in a top 8 major before.
Oh, you just top 64 to major? No, bro, you can't come to this Ami bracket. What do you mean?
But at the same time, it's not like, oh, Mango's smurfing? That's kind of weird, but cool, I guess. But you're not Mango.
There's actually only one exception.
Okay.
Lunar Dusk, Icy's main, is allowed to enter Tired of O2 on his Ganondorf Smurf, where he plays with an SNES controller.
Oh, that's Lunar Dusk? That's who's doing that?
Yes.
I did see that on Reddit a little while ago. Someone was playing with an SNES controller, and I thought, I'm crazy for that one, but good for you.
He's crazy. Yeah, when I was still in Tired of O2, I had to play him once. And I was just like, what is this Ganondorf doing? I didn't know yet. I was like, his movement's kind of stiff. And then they're like, yeah, he's got a D-pad for an analog stick. So he's still allowed here. That was at Pino's wishes. Shout out to Pino for gifting us the tournament. But he's absolutely allowed to come in if he uses the SNES controller, but that's it.
So how do you get into Melee first of all? Is it purely because of Slippy? Is that your true origin story? Slippy comes out and somebody says, Grant, you should totally play this. You should totally play Melee online with Slippy.
Well, I think like a lot of Slippy kids, Melee's always been on my radar because it's one of those games that's always on some type of radar. And so,
in the gaming space, eventually you see clips of it. Like you see Mario clips or other speedrunning stuff where you see Dota or whatever.
But much more pronounced than that. Like you always see some type of highlight from like Genesis or Evo or CEO in the like hypest esports moments videos. There's always one Melee.
Oh
one,
yeah, that's true.
There's some type of plug that gets in the back of your mind where you're like, Melee's a cool game. And if I had to call myself some type of player where like I could take pride in my skill, it would be StarCraft. So I was a StarCraft 2 player. I was a Masters Zerg, high diamond, low master. I got Masters like one season. I was like, that's it. I'm a Masters player, and I'm only calling myself a Masters player.
Retiring out on top.
Exactly. Yep. I shortly retired from that game after that because I was like, there's no way. I actually went to the I got Masters in NA, the North American server, and then I went to the Korean server because I was like, I think I'm ready. And I got like 2 whole leagues down. And I was like, I'm not ready for this game anymore. So I retired. So I grew up playing StarCraft. I played a lot of Smash 64 actually in my college house.
Oh, I love Smash 64, dude.
Oh, 100%. I was a Donkey Kong main. I really just wish Donkey Kong was just a tad bit better in Melee. Anytime I see Melee sad post Trinity play, I always go, oh, maybe I'll give it a chance. And then I queue up on Unranked as DK and I get demolished. And I just go, I can't do this.
Wrangler and Melee sad post, excuse me. 2 of the best Donkey Kongs I like watching out there.
Yeah. Trinity's Donkey Kong is pretty similar to how I would like to play Donkey Kong, where it is just a gruesome amount of up airs. Just like get them above you and just never let them come down. So I watch her play sometimes and I go, man, that's how I want to play. But I queue up and I get like 1 Falco and I go, this is never gonna work. Yeah,
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, so
it's rough being a Donkey Kong main. So shout outs to Melee sad posts.
Yeah, shout outs. But played StarCraft, and then my Melee origin stories I actually played briefly. I think it was 2017. And it's funny because you say, man, that's so long ago, 2017. That can't be right.
That wasn't that long ago, but I know it wasn't.
Getting there.
But for Slippy kids, obviously 2020 is about the year that you're born. So
right. But well, I was thinking like, oh, maybe that's too long. But I went, man, it's a 2001 game, right? So in 2017, I went on Anther's Ladder, and I was a Marth main.
Okay.
I was a Marth main by the name of World's Worst Son, and I just played around maybe 9 months. I played around, and I wasn't very good, and I didn't take it super seriously. And I remember learning how to double fair because I watched a Pew Pew You video on double fairing, and I went, surely this is the most technical this game is gonna get. That's the fastest I've ever like jammed the C-stick. And then I think it just kind of faded in my life because my career picked up and stuff like that.
Right, sure.
And then when Slippy came out, I was playing Ultimate. Shout out to Smash Ultimate. It's on the screen in front of us right now. Hey, Hat. And I was getting a little tired of Smash Ultimate.
Yes. The online is tough.
The online is brutal.
I mean, there's enough bad things in the world already. When you're stuck at home, it's just like, I don't want to play with so much frame delay, and it's like, even if this connection feels solid, it might feel fine, but then it'll spike at some point.
Yeah.
It's just like, it feels unplayable most of the time.
Especially when we're in the age now where a lot of fighting games have rollback netcode, or if they do have delay-based netcode, it's really, really good delay-based netcode.
Right. It's not on a Windows 98 online server.
There's not some like dusty server in the back room of like Ubisoft. I just got tired of Smash Ultimate, and I was a Rob and Donkey Kong main in Smash Ultimate, and that's really how I reconnected with MDJ with Smash Ultimate. But one day I just got tired and I said, oh, let me see what's happening in the Melee space, because I played Melee for a while and I had fun, and Slippy had like just come out, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I didn't really know what rollback netcode was, and I was like, that sounds like a big deal because everyone on the Reddit is just like freaking out. Yeah. So I downloaded it, and then I said I didn't want to play Marth anymore. I'm just gonna play for fun, because coming from like a super sweaty game like StarCraft into another super sweaty game, you went, oh, I have to pick the sweaty option. So I said, who's good against the space animals? Marth, great. I'll be a Marth main. Sure. I wasn't like super into it. And I went, I'm just gonna play for fun. I said, who do I have fun with? And am I allowed to like swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I was like, oh great, I like playing fast. I'm a huge douchebag. I'll play Captain Falcon.
There we go.
So all I do is just moonwalk around in neutral and lose. But if I get like a clip, that's how I want to play. Yeah. So I picked Captain Falcon, and I just started playing games on unranked, and then I found the Melee newbie Discord.
Okay, the newbie Discord, not the online, not the big online Discord. You found the Melee newbie Discord.
Not Melee online. Yeah. Right, yeah. Before I was even in Melee online, I was in the Melee newbie Discord.
Oh, that's cool.
Melee newbie netplay, maybe. Yeah. And I wasn't taking it super seriously, but then I played someone in like a friendly session, and he was like, "You're so lame." and I don't know what it was. I don't know what.
That's
yeah,
so mean.
it was like we played a bunch, and then I don't know if he was just
suck
like.
too, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? It's exactly for that.
We're in the Navy Discord.
Yeah,
what
dude,
are
we
you
all
doing?
suck here. Yeah, but he kept calling me lame, and there was just something about it. And I used to be like a really competitive hothead, and I had really mellowed out because my career has made me mellow out.
Right, sure.
Because I work in IT, so it's, if you get mad at problems, don't work in IT. It's only problems.
You would be the person with that like low quality gift, like smashing a
Absolutely.
computer in the beginning,
Yeah.
but then eventually you just look at it and go, "What's even the point?"
I have really fun and horrifying IT stories that just make people mad hearing about it. But
Save one for the end. Save one for the end.
Oh.
I'll try to bookmark it in my head.
okay, great. But yeah, he called me bad, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I will take this game a little seriously. And then over the course of like the next few weeks, I just kept pinging him in that Discord, and I was like, come play me. Come play me. And eventually, it was like 3 stocks. I would just do like my really dumb idiot play style of just like dash dance neutral, full hop knee, just to see if he would jump onto a plat,
Yeah.
full hop knee, and it worked so many times that he was just like, this is so stupid. He would just leave the Discord. And I felt such tremendous payoff from that I was like, we'll keep going.
That's what's so cool about Melee, because at any level, and it's really helpful to be matched against somebody who's either the same skill level or even a little bit worse, because you can finally start to do stuff that works out for you, and then you get that high of going, I just did something really cool. And it might just be stomp knee for the first time, but it still feels amazing to do.
Yeah, the first time you hit a stomp knee, if you continue with Captain Falcon, it's almost like being baptized.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole new world after, right? You're just like, I now understand. I see the light. You get one stomp knee, and as soon as you hit the stomp, if they bounce off the ground and it's like the full, they're not even DIing, they didn't see the stomp coming, and they're just lining up perfectly, and you can feel them tense up at the setup. You're like, oh god, it's like a heroin high almost. You're just like, this is the best moment of my life.
Because the move is so satisfying to hit. There's a reason why everybody's like, I hate Falcon, stomp knee. Sorry, shout outs to Gumball, who thinks that Captain Falcon is like what's gonna make us all die in the heat universe way of
Who does
destroying
he
everything.
play?
Oh, let's see. Gumball actually plays as, I know this because Gumball was on stream. Oh gosh, was on stream at Genesis. Gumball got to go to Genesis and played who on stream? What character did?
Oh man, I didn't mean to wreck your brain.
I was in the wrong headspace for thinking of who Gumball plays as, and I can't remember off the top of my head because I want to say Marth, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it, maybe.
I do always love when people complain about Falcon when they have a winning matchup against Falcon. It's always my favorite pastime. Is when a Fox will be like, yeah, Falcon's really lame. It's like, okay, bud. Take the 65-35 matchup with grace a little.
A little.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what makes it burn even more, because if you're playing as Fox, you should, by all rights, roll pretty well with Fox versus Falcon.
Yeah.
But then somebody who plays neutral better than you, or executes their tech skill better, or is better in the clutch, and then you're the one losing, and you're going, oh no. Like, I'm just like double down bad here. It's like a top player losing to a mid-level player in pools.
Right.
Because like it's bad enough to lose, but you're the person who's supposed to win. So it's almost like a player matchup there.
And I think to their credit, Falcon has some things that I can recognize as really frustrating, like how fast he can get across the screen with short hops.
Yeah.
That can probably be pretty jarring, but at the same time, you see Fox run at basically the same speed. So yeah. Sometimes it's frustrating to hear the Johns, but I mean, I'm just an O2er, so like the Johns, I John, no one Johns about me.
Well, if you keep playing, hopefully you'll get to that point. But so you get past this person who calls you lame. You're still playing semi-lame, but now you're starting to play enough that you're just going, wait a minute, I'm playing this game every time I'm done with work. It's starting to get there.
Oh, easily, because the pandemic had rolled in.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and so the pandemic, there was one summer that I just really leaned into Melee, and I think it was last summer, because in Colorado there were these, there's the pandemic everywhere. And then what I had normally done is you'd walk or go on a hike, but there were fires.
Oh,
and
jeez.
so they were like, all right, everyone, don't go inside. Don't breathe the same air as other people. But then you go outside and they're like, hey, don't go outside. Mm-hmm. There's fires. Oh, shit, what do I do? You know, I can't go inside or outside. So I locked myself in my room and I played Melee. Much to my girlfriend's dismay, I just started grinding the game out, and I just started committing some time, because it was just one of those things where a lot of the traditional sports that I played, like Ultimate Frisbee, had kind of
Sorry, no,
been
I'm just
suspended.
reacting because I have an Ultimate Frisbee disc in the car.
Do you? Oh, yeah. Myself and Exor over there, the main creative lead for AllChat, we played on competitive Ultimate Frisbee teams for almost half a decade. Yeah,
oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
He still plays. He's one of the best players in Tennessee, which is his home state.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I have not played on a competitive team, but I love Ultimate Frisbee. It's so fun.
It's such a great sport.
You hear people talking to you about disc golf, and you just go,
oh yeah. Well, I actually, in college, I lived with 2 disc golf pros, so it was just an enormous clusterfuck of frisbee all the time. You had to switch back and forth, and eventually you just know which one they're talking about based on what they're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not too much crossover once you get deep enough. You go, oh, I know what they're talking about. I don't need to differentiate between. Wait, what are we? Which disking are we talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, exactly. If someone says Anheuser, I go, oh, disc golf. Mm-hmm. But if someone goes,
that sounded like a disc golf term.
Yep.
Of course it is.
Or if someone goes IO, I know they're talking about about Ultimate. So you just perk up to those things. But when it's a house, it was a house with 6 people, and they all played one type of disc sport.
That's so cool.
So it's just a constant collection of conversations about it. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Because you get that with everything that people get into. Like, there's like houses where like, oh yeah, we're dedicated for tennis, we're dedicated for football, soccer, whatever. And then there's Melee houses too, which is fun.
That's super fun. And I mean, it's almost like StarCraft houses, right? Because that's how StarCraft became as elevated in skill as possible. It's the Korean houses. All they did, had their meals prepped for them. They just were there to play StarCraft.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it was a fun house. It's called Boyford, actually. Yeah.
The disc house is called Boyford?
Called Boyford. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're in your room playing so much Melee, and your girlfriend's saying, please, let's not do this all the time. And you're like, well, we're not supposed to really do anything else. I don't know.
You can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So I would grind Melee after work until it was an appropriate time to get off. You know the boundaries, and then you go either like watch a TV show or have some tea and talk or something, and then that was like my life for I don't know, 6 months maybe, not 6 months, 3 months, and I got to about where I was at, where I'm at now on controller before I had made the switch to box.
So what triggered you saying, I want to be on the box life now?
I'm a big believer in life of you get a nice thing and you don't have to replace it, right? So like if you need something, you save up for the kind of like nice one, and you never have to worry about it because typically it's so tough. Yeah.
Right.
The quality typically will also mean durability in a lot of ways, unless it's something that's inherently fragile.
Right.
But I would buy these controllers, and I tried to take that same methodology where I'd go, oh, I should buy this really nice controller. I bet it's great and it's going to last forever. But each controller that I would buy, even if I reset the potentiometers or anything of like controller maintenance, I would just have issues 3-4 weeks in.
Yeah.
And sometimes a little later, but there was always issues.
Yeah, something would always pop up, and it's unfortunate. It's not necessarily because, oh, there's only a few things that you constantly have to fix, and then you're good to go. Nearly every single part of the GCC, the GameCube controller, has some kind of issue that happens over use of time. Like,
right.
The buttons, the sticks, the trigger buttons on the like, it just, everything feels like, this is starting to poop out, it's starting to crap out.
Right. And it's no fault of the person who makes the controller, right? So the quality control is always there, but it's just like the controllers they just have issues like that, right? So I eventually just said, I'm seeing a lot of box ads on my timeline right now. So I started searching for a box because everyone was like, oh, box. It's so fresh. When someone says it's so fresh when you play against someone who plays against box because it feels like a different game, I'm like, oh, that's what I want. Right?
Yeah.
So I got a box, and I liked the box, and I just recently got a frame 1. I love the frame 1.
You sold your soul almost for that frame 1.
Oh,
You were posting on Twitter like every other day. I will buy a used frame 1. Who wants to give theirs up? I will buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not picky. I will buy your frame 1, and you got it. You were able to snag one.
I was able to get a lead from Joey Donuts. Shout out to Joey Donuts. And I forget the person who actually sold it to me, but they said, yeah, come take this frame 1. I don't want to work on a box. And I was like, that's fine. That's totally okay.
Yep.
So, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Just made top 64.
Oh,
Really?
let's go.
Yeah.
Attaboy. That's awesome.
Thanks. I gotta play doubles in like 15 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Is
do.
it top 8 or top 4?
I think it's top 8.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Top 6
Word.
should be streamed. Oh, okay, cool.
You're with Bobby, right?
Right.
You're gonna win.
we are losers, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you'll win. Then you're gonna play J-Flex B-Bats again.
Yeah.
And those are my boys, so
Oh, okay.
I gotta.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like kind of a esports org thing happening.
Yeah. They're all having a communal circle over there. But yeah, I saw a bunch of ads, and I bought the box, and I eventually got a frame 1, and I've been playing on these unlubed blue switches. And I asked Joey Donuts, I said, why are there blue switches in here? And he said, oh, I put them in there. I wanted it to sound like there were gunshots when I multi-shined. And I was like, well, it's damn close. It's very loud. So.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I started on frame 1. Oh my, man, 5 months ago maybe. What month is it? January, I think, is when I started, or maybe November. Or sorry, December.
Right.
So it's been about 5-6 months now, and I feel like I'm getting close to where I was on controller. There are just some things that I'm not quite as good at, like getting to ledge,
Yeah.
or generally getting away from ledge. I'm not as good on the box.
Right. Because walking and going like slowly is not usually like you have to do a modifier button to
Right.
even just walk, right?
Right, because I used to use forward tilt a bunch on controller because it's
Forward
just
tilt with
really
Falcon's pretty good, yeah.
it's really good, especially the low forward tilt. I used to use it a bunch. If like Fox side B's to ledge,
yeah,
or
yeah.
if they're coming up at an angle that you can like hit them before, I loved that. But now it's really I feel like this thumb, which is the modifier thumb, is still just really stupid. Like
Wrong
most
modifier.
of my fingers are pretty acclimated, but this thumb is like absolutely not at there yet. And so sometimes I'll hit the modifier like too early, and I'll just start walking. I'm like, oh shit, didn't mean to do that. So we'll get there.
Yes.
We'll get there.
Absolutely. You'll keep playing, you'll keep getting better.
Oh yeah, I'll keep playing. I'll keep getting better. But yeah, that's how I got on the box. It was just that there were just so many different issues that I didn't want to think about. And typically, when you play, you don't want to ever blame your controller.
Yeah.
And I've never blamed the box, which is such a great feeling. Where I was absolutely always Johnny on my computer or my controller.
You can't help it. It's part of the Smasher experience. To blame
It's
your
easy.
controller. Yeah.
It's so easy.
Oh, I missed my dash back there. Well, there you go. Everybody
yeah, exactly.
gets that.
Yeah. Mask on my face. Can't play. Sorry. You guys talking near me? Can't play. Yeah, you guys are too loud.
Stop cheering for the person that you want to win.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys have opinions.
So how did today go for you?
Oh, God. Jesse.
I know.
It went...
The hard-hitting questions.
Oh, the hard ones. It went not good, I gotta say. It was... all right, here's my John's list, okay? Where's my phone? I made a notepad about it.
Your phone's right there.
It's okay. My John's list is, and I apologize to everyone on Twitter that I argued with about CRT not being that different. It is absolutely different. I could not move at all today, which is fine. That's a me problem. I ran into Falco. Notoriously hate that matchup. Passionate hate for that matchup. And he's a good player.
Good luck, Aklo.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, good luck. You're gonna kill it, okay? Just right until you get to the ace people.
Wow.
Right until you get to AllChat, okay? Do really
Wow.
good until then. Okay.
You gotta beat him and come back here.
Oh, yeah. If you beat him, I'll buy you a beer.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Alright.
See you, buddy.
So, yeah.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about how you notoriously hate Falco.
Oh,
and you
I
ran
hate-
into a Falco in bracket today.
Yeah. I ran into a Falco round 1, and I just didn't know how to play against his playstyle, which was very setup passive. I'm totally okay with not engaging if he doesn't feel like he needs to.
Okay, kind of letting the game come to him, which for Falcos is like not an antithesis of the character, but most Falcos love running in with laser and with Dare to shine and all that fun stuff.
Very used to playing against aggressive Falcos in my like friendlies Discord, and so when I see someone who it's beautiful out here.
Oh my gosh.
100%. Oh yeah, look at those props.
I know. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm not normally here when I interview people.
It'd be sick if you were. Yeah, ran into a Falco that I just couldn't quite adjust yet. I think I was making better adjustments in game 2, but it was just too little too late. And then I ran into, is it kitchen sink?
No, the kitchen table.
Kitchen table.
Yep.
I want to know how we got into losers round 1, because there were times where I was like, great, I'm doing good against him, and then he would just do something that was like so over the top aggressive that I was like, holy shit.
That's
like,
the kitchen table.
He's like on me. And so I'm just like trying to roll away, and every time I roll, I even tried mixing up my rolls. Every time I rolled, he would just wave dash back or wave dash forward to where I was, and I was like, I can't get this guy off of me at all. So I lost game 3 to kitchen table, heartbreaker. But you know, where I was like, I'm gonna get good. Now I'm like, it's a business trip. So that's how we've shifted.
Yes. Beautiful. How's been business? Has business been good for this trip so far? We're very early into the tournament. It's only Friday, but tomorrow I'll start to get like Saturday scaries and be like, it's already Saturday.
I know it's gonna be soon over. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We've got a free controller giveaway going on.
I'm entered in.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a Sage controller. It's a great controller. It's a T3 Emerald with custom balled resin buttons, no snapback capacitor, and Sage triggers, which is lubed and cut.
Yeah, that sounds like a great controller.
It's a
shout out to Sage.
Yeah.
Sage. Excuse me. My SHs and S's get stuck on each other.
Oh, mine too. Yeah. Fun fact: I had a speech impediment growing up, and and it was about R's, so like world. All these words, normal.
I went to speech therapy when I was a kid too.
Yeah, this was like school sponsored. I was always in school, and so I don't know if they were a pathologist or a therapist or anything.
I can barely remember going. I was pretty young still. I might have been like 3 or 4, but like at that age, I wasn't really talking at all.
Yeah. I feel like, especially as a kid, you almost get discouraged to talking if people let you know you have an impediment, which is, I felt that as a kid too. But I remember I was in 3rd grade, and I went to my R's speech therapy, and we were doing like most of it the normal way, and she said, okay, say elephant. And I'm an idiot and a jackass, so I said, there's no R in elephant. Are you dumb? And I immediately went to the principal's office. And my mom had to come get me.
That is such talkback.
Yeah, it's been something I've never been able to get out of myself, actually. I will talk back even if I know I shouldn't.
It is a double-edged sword. It's something that can wield great power, but it's also the great responsibility thing, too.
I have no responsibility in me, Jesse. Just kidding.
So someone with minimal amount of responsibility, being able to be here with AllChat Esports, absolutely killing the game, I feel like is a pretty good landing spot. And of course, you got your other IRL stuff popping off as well. You're a very, very busy person.
Yep.
And so for the rest of this year, what are your plans looking like? Like what's going to be the next big event that you're going to try to get most or all of AllChat to?
It's up in the air right now. Hada tweeted yesterday about wanting to go to Double Down.
Hada wants to go down.
Hada wants to go to Vegas. I feel like there's ulterior motive there.
Yes, there absolutely 1,000% is.
Yes.
It's our Evo. It's our Evo. We gotta go.
That's true. That is true. And you know, who doesn't like Vegas? I love Vegas. So maybe Double Down. I have a very busy summer with work, so I might not be in attendance, but we might send the Avengers, just Sans,
right?
Whichever Avenger I am.
Well, Thor, right? Because of the hair.
True. I would like to be Thor. Yeah, I think Thor's good. Thor is my.
Did I miss on what was the instinctual thought for you when it comes to an event?
I don't know. I was actually really trying to process that because every guy wants to be like, I'm Iron Man, right? But
of course,
not everyone is Iron
I would
Man.
love to be Iron Man. Are you kidding me? I'm just so stupid.
And I told I had an internal like, am I Iron Man? I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you're Iron Man.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite. You'll get there though.
Thor would be good. I think Thor's a good one to land on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can also be a jackass sometimes, but it has
True. A lot of mouth out of him too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True.
But still is like almost everybody loves Thor. Pretty much. I don't think there's a single person. Like, people were kind of hating on Thor at first because he was like, oh, he's so Shakespearean. He's so boring. Like, he's somehow almost as boring as Captain America, which is also something that people said.
Captain America's really boring. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys that like Captain America. I think Captain America's boring as shit.
Yeah, but the Winter Soldier's so good. Okay,
the Winter Soldier's good.
But Thor
For
Ragnarok really revived that character, and Chris Hemsworth starts talking about never doing Thor again, and we're like, no, you just did that. So
It's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I'm excited about Thor Love and Thunder. Yeah, that's what it's called, Love and Thunder. That's coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw
this summer,
that trailer this week, right?
Yes, it came out this week.
Yeah.
It looks really good. So what is an IT story that makes people panic? Because I have talked to a few IT people in my life. Somebody who's both a Melee person and an IT person recommended the computer build for me that I have not yet had a chance to put together. Sidebar. I haven't been able to put it together yet because this past weekend it was supposed to happen. A computer friend was supposed to come over and help me build, but then I got a stomach bug and they had to stay away and not get sick, and I had to recover from a stomach bug. I thought to myself, this could have happened during Pound weekend and I would have had to miss Pound. So I want my computer to be built, but I don't want to miss Pound. So
And you'll just do it right when you get back.
Well, I'm busy next weekend, so probably not for a couple more weeks.
Oh man.
But I gotta be patient. I just gotta be patient.
You can probably knock it out in one night.
See, that's the thing. I'm just so uncomfortable with the idea of doing it by myself that I'm going to wait until my friend can come over and do it with me. And Saturday is really the only day that he can come out, and next Saturday is busy for me. So we'll see. We shall see.
We'll see.
We'll get it as soon as we can, though.
Yeah.
To do all that stuff. But I was talking to you about IT stuff, and basically the way that it was put to me was when I was asking one of my other IT friends, do you think I should buy a pre-built computer, or do I really have to do this whole building thing? Because everybody says build, build, build.
Yeah.
But like, I need to hear it from somebody that I trust. And he says build, build, build.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not interested in overclocking everything and running things at their absolute max, you don't have to build. Pre-builds are fine. I mean, sure, there's QA issues sometimes, but a lot of the times if you just buy the warranty for $50, $75, you're going to make out all right. Because if there's no QA issues, great.
Yeah.
If there are, you send it back.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got a gaming laptop that overheated, like just like that. It would start operating at a higher CPU usage, and the fans would kick in, but it would run so hot. And so I had somebody look at it and they were like, you should return this. You can return this, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't bother. This is kind of a lost cause. I said, okay. So that's why I'm building one now, or getting help building one. But IT is more than just building a computer. What specifically would be your strength in the realm of information technology?
Oh, so I'm an applications architect consultant in healthcare.
There's healthcare for computers?
Oh, there's many healthcares.
Now, do they have? Is it HSA, or do you do premiums? Or sorry, I'm making healthcare jokes now. Please talk about computer stuff. Shut up now.
So all hospitals kind of run off of electronic medical record systems, and I'm an analyst for those.
Oh, very good. Yeah. So okay. Let's sidebar again. I've watched this video when NFTs started to become popular. Ludwig recommended this video. It's like almost 2 hours long. It's this video breaking down, here's how NFTs work, blah 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 blah. And one of the evangelists angles is that, we can just have all of your information, like literally everything. Your personal information, your health records, your this, that, and third. Anything that you have a footprint on the planet Earth can be stored on your NFT profile.
Yeah.
And isn't that cool, you guys? Yeah. And the NFT video basically says, are you guys crazy? No, that is not a good thing. Don't do that.
Yeah, yes and no, right? I mean, if you want the information there, that's a great thing. But I feel like most people would say no.
Right. I mean, I feel like I don't want that to be... it's already accessible, so I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but if something's easier to hack, then why would I move information into an easier to hack place? Because that's my general impression of like a crypto wallet, is that somehow it's easier to get into.
Yeah. Do you mind if we break real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's break. I have been nervous this whole time that we haven't been recording, even though I know we have. Yep, there it is.
The restaurant. Have you been
Yes, we have.
We've got a good Aklo impression too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. How long have we been?
Sorry, I got right to drinking after O2ing.
What'd you drink?
I just have to use the restroom.
Oh,
again.
yeah, you need your mask though. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Oh, let's see. So for the people who are still at home listening, because I may not actually cut this out, I want to talk to you about how my day's gone so far. Basically, it's been pretty solid. I've enjoyed being able to meet people who I'm very much used to seeing online, and then all of a sudden they're in front of you. But listening to the Yard podcast this week, where Slime was basically saying to those of you who meet famous people or whatever, know what you want to say before you meet them. Know what you want to ask them to do. If you want to ask them for a picture, if you want to ask them for an autograph, just get to it, keep it moving so that they can keep it moving. So that was helpful advice, because I'm the sort of person who, if I don't think about that and then somebody like Zane is in front of me, I would totally botch that because I'd be overthinking it. So I said, let's not overthink it, ask for a picture, keep it moving, wish them luck and bracket, that kind of thing. So got a few pictures with people, and then otherwise I saw Wheat, and you'll see this video come out at some point after Pound, and this podcast episode's probably coming out after Pound anyway. I didn't bring my laptop, but I got to film Wheat, and I'm laughing because I feel bad, but this is all, I mean, it's kind of funny. I feel so bad about this, but also I don't feel bad about it at the same time. I filmed Wheat reacting to Pipsqueak losing against Mad Tyrell in winners. Best of 3 match, it goes to game 3, last stock, and Mad Tyrell is at 0, and Pipsqueak's already at about, I want to say about 50 or 70%, basically at the outer edge of crouch cancel range. You get it. And I'm just filming Wheat just like react to the fact that the Melee Stats sponsored player, that he had a large part in making that happen, lose to Mad Tyrell, a Luigi player, by the way. So shout outs to Matt Tyrell for taking that set over Pipsqueak, who a lot of people were thinking, yeah, Pipsqueak, top 64 in winners easy, and probably a good shot to make top 16 and beyond. But the road now gets more difficult, because going into losers before top 64 is definitely going to be a challenge. You have to play so many more sets. So those have been some highlights from today. I got to meet Crike. I got to meet the Beetle King, who I almost called the Junebug King just now. I got to meet Hoborg. Oh yes, this is another video that I took. I took a video of Hoborg taking apart Era's controller and showing me this is what the innards of a controller look like. I've never been brave enough to open mine before, and so Hoborg is just like expertly deconstructing the controller and is like this is where the potentiometers are. Snap, this will fix this here, and wow, now we can dash back properly. Now we can pivot properly.
Did you fill all that time?
Yes.
Wow, that's honest to God impressive.
Well, it's easy. I have a lot of. It's been such a fun day. I've gotten to do so many cool things, even if it just means sitting and watching people play Melee. Like I've had a blast being able to just hang out, watch all that stuff. Melee in person is supremely better than watching it online. Although I will still watch online Melee after this. It's just that this, like watching top 8 on Sunday, is going to feel so surreal to me.
Yeah.
Because I've watched those top players for a long time. Players like Mango, Hungrybox, Dane, and Leffen, and then I'll get to see them play. Well, allegedly, we'll see how many of them are in top 8 winners side and so on and so on. But I'm gonna get to see them play on like a big stage in person. It's gonna be wild. I'm really excited.
I'm really excited too. I mean, there's top 8 of doubles about to start.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up soon and get to that because I want to watch, and you want to watch too.
Oh yeah.
We got B-Bats and J-Flex teaming together at this event on the winner's side of top 8, if I'm thinking correctly.
Yeah, they had to beat Bobby Big Balls and Aklo to get there.
And that's not a slouch team. Yeah,
that's
Bobby
not
Big
a
Balls
slouch
and
team.
Aklo, like I mean, they're both can have like these moments where you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You just ran over that player.
I don't see Bobby warming up with, I see Aqua warming up with Foxy.
Yeah,
brother.
that was Foxy Grandpa? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
I believe
should've
so.
said hi.
They're both in Aqua hoodies. They look like brothers. So,
Yeah,
you know.
it's a brotherhood. It's more than just Foxy Grandpa. There's other brothers in the fold.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Shout
That's
outs
good know.
to the Morning Melee podcast, Squid the Cat hosting that. Squid the Cat had Aklo on Semi recently, and I recall Aklo saying they have an older brother who also was into Melee for a little while, but is like at least 5 years older than both of them, I think. Something I can't quite remember exactly, but Aklo's like, he's really good at Melee too. He'd be so good if he played, but he just doesn't really play it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The brotherhood is too strong.
There are a lot of hidden bosses in Melee. It's so funny because one of my best friends from college who I played Smash 64 with came to a Colorado local last week for my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Belated birthday, my bad.
It's totally fine.
I feel bad.
But he went to the local and got top 8 at like 30 something, I think. And so I was like, who are you? And he was like, oh, I'm Danger Boy. Great name, Aaron. And everyone was like, you don't really have a Smash GG. He goes, yeah, I don't really play. And they were like, how'd you top 8? And he's just like,
game sense.
I just like Marth. Okay.
Well, Marth almost does feel. I mean, Marth is strangely like if you've ever played Smash Remix with the additional characters, they modded in Marth, and he feels like he belongs in 64. It's crazy. He's right at home. Like all the super floaties. Like if you think about it, 64 obviously doesn't have nearly all the guts that Melee has.
Yeah.
But you could tell that Sakurai already had a great vision for what he ultimately did with Melee, because in 64 there's like so many cool little things you can do, and Marth just seems to fit right in. Just fits right in. All the pivots, the combos, like with the extra hit stun.
I heard the combo game in competitive Smash 64 is nutty because you only have SDI.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone is agreeing.
You literally die in the interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've only heard the like most horrifying things about Smash 64 combos.
Yeah, so for Keystoned, which was an event about a month or so ago, they flew out Isaiah to play against people like Kiriko Okapi, and it was so fun to watch super high level Smash 64 game, because it's been a while for me.
Yeah.
I don't usually get to watch a whole lot anyway, because usually Melee's happening at the same time, but I mean, watching Isaiah play 64 is such a treat. And he was playing Remix as well, so they put Conquer into Remix.
Yeah.
It's just
I have seen that. I remember not seeing the announcement or anything. I don't even know if they do announcements, but I remember seeing Conquer. I went, is that real? And then I looked it up.
Yes. It's super. Yeah, their announcement trailers on their YouTube have like 200,000 views each.
Jesus.
Yeah, super popular. It's just that, without rollback, and 64 is a much smaller community entirely. Half of them don't like Remix, half of them do like Remix, so they're kind of going through that
the
growth
purists.
process. Well, yeah, and it's fair because, like at SmashCon, for example, it'd be so cool to have a 64 Remix bracket.
Right.
But since Nintendo, the ninjas are probably in there somewhere, I don't know that they'll do a 64 Remix bracket.
I doubt it.
I just hope that they would, because it's so cool. Like the developers for 64 Remix, I have to shout out, because they put in characters like Martha and Mewtwo and Falco and Wolf, and make them feel like that. Yes, this almost does feel like official. They try very hard to have them be balanced in such a way that they're not super broken, can be exploitable, but have cool new stuff. Like, it's so cool that they put counter, which was not a mechanic in 64. They put in that mechanic for Marth. Put the counter
that's
mechanic
awesome.
in. Yeah, it's super cool.
That is super cool. And it's kind of the same thing with P Plus or PM.
Yeah.
Right? They try really hard to balance everything
it's tough.
about the game. Yeah. I don't remember what the root conversation was.
Well, we were getting finished up with talking about the Pound experience so far, and I think the last thing here is, other than talking about, and also what the rest of the year is going to look like for you, is also, I would say, what is a goal? Because at first AllChat Esports just doing Salt Mine, now they're doing the honorary in Pino's honor. Pino's tired of going 0-2, and just trying to carve out a space and make a community of people who are, everybody's super happy to be around each other, and AllChat is trying to
grow itself as well at the same time. I feel like what's so tricky, the trickiest line to ride, is that yes, we are for profit. We would love sponsors. We would love to continue to make moves in the space,
100%.
while also being like, we can't just. We have to we have to get the bag somewhat responsibly, because there's a contingent of Twitter and Reddit people out there who will call you out if they feel like, why is Coinbase sponsoring BTS?
I have very strong feelings about those people.
Okay, so let's just talk about BTS. If you don't want to talk about how you feel about AllChat, you
Sure.
can talk about how you, Grant, feel about Beyond the Summit accepting the title presenting sponsor of Coinbase for Smash Summit 13. Because in my opinion, I'm like, well, you get the bag.
Yeah.
Get the bag.
Yeah.
We always complain about having money in the scene. Like, if you, I don't know. For me, I feel like if somebody came up to me and said, we want you to shill for something that you may not necessarily believe in, I would go, I do have a price. Can you meet the price? And then it'd be like, okay, well, I got the bag. And I think the right people would understand, but still, there are a contingency of people who are like, can't do that. So for Beyond the Summit, you can talk about it from that perspective. You don't have to talk about it from AllChat if you don't want to.
Oh, sure. So from my perspective, it would be one of those situations where you would say, if there is a section of the community that does not like the direction or the way we are getting money, whether it be sponsors or the way that we partake in like venue fees or something like that, I would say do it yourself. Go, it's very easy to critique a system, and as someone who's built systems for a living, it is not as easy to build a system that works for everyone.
You are literally not Lieutenant Gordon, you're Commissioner Gordon. Remember when he's telling Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, Sergeant Blake or whatever, he's like, I wish you had a friend like I did to cleanse your hands into the filth.
Yeah. Oh, it's
the
very
filth
much
of
like
building something. Yes.
I don't think we feel filth at all, truthfully. I mean,
I guess it's different.
Right now, I think we're conducting ourselves responsibly, and I think in a lot of ways having big money industries like crypto it is overall helpful for the scene, because as long as it's money that can keep the heart beating, then it's something necessary for the scene.
Yes.
And if someone disagrees, then I would say, go to a sponsor call and see what they want from you and see what they're willing to give, because there are a lot of hard discussions you have to have about what does Melee bring to the table for these sponsors to get them to come to the table.
Yes.
So when someone does come to the table and they are willing to put money into the community in a lot of ways where they also don't ask for certain metrics back.
Yes.
It's great. It might not be the most worthwhile venture to have long term. I mean, there are some things that could be fads in the industry. But as long as there's money, then it can grow the community that could also take a different direction. It's very difficult to knock someone chasing the bag if they're chasing the bag in a way that gives back to the community. If we didn't get sponsored by drop.com, then we wouldn't have the salt mine as big as it is right now. And the salt mine, I'm not going to honk my own horn here, but I think is the most stacked weekly net play tournament right now. And it wouldn't be like that if we did not have drop.com. So everyone go buy some keyboards, headphones,
using the AllChat links.
Yep.
Yes, use the links.
! Drop in our Twitch chat, or follow us on Twitter, and it will definitely be there too.
Yes, AllChat Esports.
AllChat Esports. So I think the way that you get money, you can criticize it, but typically if you criticize, I also want to see some type of suggestion.
Yes.
If there's no suggestion, I'm not going to take the criticism. Not to say that we're about to shill crypto. We might, but
price is right.
If the price
is right.
Does
the check bounce? No, check don't bounce.
If the check doesn't bounce, we want it. And so, there's a time and a place to have the conversations about the direction and the money that we're getting. But at a time like this, where big money is actually starting to look our way, I don't think eating ourselves alive would be the best course.
And also, again, think about, because I think what people recognize correctly with Beyond the Summit with BTS is that what are they doing for the community? They're throwing amazing events on and allowing up-and-coming players to get amazing exposure out there. I think J-Mook going on a great second place run at Genesis is amazing. It would be almost more beneficial for him to do it at a summit, and he will be going to Summit 13 because he qualified to go because of his high placement in Genesis 8. It would almost be just as good for him there because he gets to do so much more than just play the game. He gets to do skits. He gets to commentate at some point. Almost all the players that go to those events get a block on the couch at some point because, it's couch-style commentary. You can't just have two people on the whole time. And it's going to be an amazing opportunity for him to continue to hopefully find a sponsor, someone who's willing to give him the bag so that he can continue to go to more events. So shout out to J-Mick. But if it happens to be crypto or something that people go, but again, you have to remember, well, what's going to happen to that money once the bag is got? Most of the time, it ends up right back into the community. So for AllChat, it's the same deal. It allows AllChat to do more and better, awesome things for the community.
We have had people criticize using sponsorship money before. Not many, but there have been people. And one thing that has always stuck out to me that I get frustrated at is some people think that we are profiteering net play, and in a sense they're not wrong. If we take profit, we're not going to just put it back in the purse. But the way that we've set up Salt Mine, I already know the numbers. It is only profitable for us, and we're talking $20 profitable if we get between 42 and 49 entrants, and then over 75. Because if we get over 50, we just add more money to the pot.
Yes.
Right. So I think a lot of the times, if you have an organization that you trust at the helm of a sponsor, you don't have as much to worry about, because typically that company, if you trust it, is not going to try to destroy or harm the community in any way. And that's true for AllChat. We don't ever want to harm the community. We're very, very careful with where we put our footprint, which right now is everywhere that we're comfortable with. So we're very much expanding, but we don't look at the salt mine as something that we ever want to be profitable. We would rather have it always be over 50 people, and we'll just add more pot.
Yeah.
I would love the goal that we have this roadmap. One of the pieces on the roadmap is a consistent, self-sustaining $500 salt mine every week.
Yeah.
And then we can just put it, you can just, stone tablet it, put it away, and run it forever. If we become a huge org, we always want the salt mine to be there because we love the Melee community so much. And I think having a consistent 500, 2,000 a month into the Melee community for these top players and the net play grinders would be a great thing, because it brings such great storylines.
That'd be so cool.
Last time we had a salt mine, we had Hungrybox, IBDW, Hacklow. The week before that we had Moki. And we have great, high quality major sets.
Yes.
Going on a weekly basis. So I think anytime you get a sponsor that can bring that to the table, or pave an avenue for an organization to bring that to the table, I think it should be encouraged. As long as, if it's hey, this emerald mine in South Africa wants to sponsor you, and you're like, then maybe don't do that.
I'm gonna need the money in advance.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see all your workers. Sir?
Normally it's not that. Nobody's saying, hey, our Nigerian prince needs bail, and we will pay you back.
I think there's pretty rarely been a very bad faith sponsor in the Melee community. And a lot of the times when you talk, we're in talks with more sponsors now, and it's a very exciting time to be at the helm of AllChat. A lot of the times, if there is interest, they always talk about how they've seen Melee before, and they think it's so cool to watch. So it's cool to see that.
Yes.
And if they haven't, you show them, and you're like, that's kind of cool. And you're like, it is kind of cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, everyone loves their first taste. So
what I'm hoping for is, again, even with the eventual event of ranked coming out onto the scene, and that'll change how things look, I don't look at it as something that's necessarily threatening, not even the least bit. It's just that it is going to change the landscape again. But I hope that between the IRL regionals and majors that we're having, and even for people who can go to locals that are IRL, that's really cool as well. You get to be literally in a community. It's great that there are online communities that build, and then eventually you can cross that over into, oh, we're all going to meet up at the major, or we're all going to meet up at the regional. Hopefully that those things continue to happen, and then with ranked continue to draw in more people, because I think that'll be the biggest thing that helps is